answered that question. You weren't paying attention. She asked me talent or issues, and I said talent.
They yelling Black Lives Matter. How is that the truth? When these rappers pushing money, sex, and murder on our youth. Labels put it in our face, now we all got it on loop. We all streaming the songs, and these rappers riding in coops, and these rappers don't know their voice. Get canceled for speaking out.
It's a bop. It's a banger. Y'all go download that on iTunes.
That
Black Lives Don't Matter. T-shirt coming soon, by the way. Just FYI, so people know. Just so people know.
I love it. That's Bryson's new song. Y'all better go check it out.
It's fire.
Y'all better go check it out. It's fire. Fire.
Okay. Welcome, guys, to episode 4 of Somewhere in the Middle. Excuse my voice. I am sick. I can't get it. Look, my voice is just not cooperating. So if I sound hoarse, my bad.
Yeah, she's been off and on with the hoarseness. So when she's feeling froggy, I'm gonna jump in. Okay.
What?
All right, listen. Okay, we're not gonna waste any time. Was that not the right thing to say?
Oh, you're supposed to say leap.
Leap, froggy.
Yeah, you feeling froggy?
When you feeling froggy, I'm gonna leap. Okay. God, I'm so not cool sometimes.
Mo.
Okay, I know. You gotta love me. You got to
Poor
love
Mo.
me. What do you mean, poor Mo? What do you mean?
Why is my name Mo? I gotta change that.
You know what? I noticed that last week. I don't know why I was doing that.
I don't know.
Okay, so as people are trickling in, say what's up to us in the chat box, please, so we know you're there. We see you. Make America Think Again and Common Sense Culture and Robin Freeman. You are both Mo tonight.
What up?
What up, people? All right, so we have a lot to talk about today, guys. We're going to talk about Kyrie Irving, because we got to always put some sports in there because I am the sports expert.
Lately.
Yeah. So let's take a vote really quick before I get sidetracked. Do you know how we did the other night, that little game, like where you said like a hood term and then I had to guess what it meant?
Yeah.
We should do the same with sports terms.
Okay.
Like where you say a sports term and I have to guess what it means.
I'm down with that.
Okay, we should do that for fun. Okay, so we're going to talk about Kyrie Irving because there's been some stuff in the news about Kyrie. He has been suspended for 5 games for right now. And we have an update on Uvalde as well. We're going to talk about that. We, of course, are going to talk about Hammergate. So if y'all want to stick around for the reenactment part 2, we have more information on Hammergate with Paul Pelosi, starring Paul Pelosi and his gay lover. And then we are going to talk about Kanye West because his trainer sent him a very, I thought it was alarming email or text message, basically letting him know, I'm about to take your ass back to the loony bin.
He said, I'm going to take you to the sunken place. All he needed was a teacup.
Right. And it just happens to be in a synagogue. Just joking. I'm just joking. All right. And if we have time, we're going to talk about this $8 a month that Twitter wants to charge people for that blue check mark that y'all want. It's only going to cost you $8, ladies and gentlemen. So we're going to talk about that, give you the tea on that. Where'd Suni go? She just took herself out. What happened?
Am I back?
Yeah, you're back. And then if we really have time, we're going to talk about what you doing, Suni? Suni's trying to make an entrance. I'm going to keep going till she figures it out. But if we really have time, we are going to talk about the statement that Dennis Prager made in regards to Candace Owens. And we want to know what you guys think about that because we thought it was a little bit of a shade in a way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, all right. So what do we talk about? Do the hammers come with lube? Hey, they might.
That was pretty gross. Ew.
They might come with lube. We'll see.
I don't even want to think about that.
Yeah. So let's talk about something kind of quick. Let's talk about Uvalde because you were
Mhm.
talking about Uvalde the other night on your
Mhm.
live, and I don't know much about what's been going on with Uvalde, but you have an update.
Yeah, so I was reading into Uvalde. I look up Uvalde every couple months to see if there are any more updates, and there's going to be an investigation taking place to where it's the I'm losing track. I'm sorry. This is DPS, but it's the medical side of it. So the Department of Safety, the medical side, they wanted to do an investigation into whether the victims were still alive or if they were ultimately dead in the room, because they did find that 4 victims were still alive when they were extricated from the rooms. And I found that to be really just kind of
Mhm.
sad and alarming. And this is not even on mainstream media, guys. This is only on local media. Fox did cover it, which I know gives some people a peace of mind because they're like, oh, it's a liberal source. But the fact that there were children in there, it just did not sit well with me. It didn't.
Mhm.
And this was
Mhm.
something that was really, really talked about earlier in the entire situation where people were like, cops just took far too long. And then you have every department blaming the other department, different agencies coming in. But to know that this investigation is happening and they do know that 4 victims, including a teacher, was still alive with beating hearts, it kind of plays into did cops do their job 1000% or were they
Mhm.
afraid? And just to bring that up, the cops being afraid, there are several videos that are coming out now that show cops are afraid. They were essentially hiding, trying to figure out, well, I want to. One cop said, we need to do something, but I'm not trying to get shot. And I get that, right? I get that 1000%. But if that's going to be the mentality of the cops, then cops can't get on this high horse and be like, nope, citizens, you need to call us to fix a problem. We should be able to take care of issues ourselves. Like teachers need to have weapons, children need to understand the reality of living in America and possibly having a school shooting occur. I just thought that this was really interesting, and I'm hoping to see more come from this. Whether it's nope, it wouldn't have mattered, or no, it did matter, and we need to fix this.
So you played some new audio on your live the
Mhm.
other night. Do you have that so that you can play it?
I
Because I
don't have
didn't
it
get to
queued up,
hear it.
but while you're talking, I'll pull it up.
Okay. So I'm going to talk really quick while Suni pulls that up because I went last night to a movie premiere for a documentary called PTSD 911. And shout out to Drew Breezy if you guys follow him on Instagram. If you don't follow him, follow him. He is a former law enforcement. He used to be in law enforcement and he worked his way up from the 911 call center all the way pretty much through the ranks. I think he worked in private, maybe drugs, gang, something like that. But he was a I think he was an investigator. Um, but he invited me to go to this premiere and I went to it and I'm really glad I did. And it was kind of like on time for this topic because it gave me a whole nother perspective on this issue. Because when the Uvalde thing came up, it was like a really, really sensitive thing to talk about, and the arguments were heated, the opinions were heated. There were people that were just like unfollowing, major influencers because of their opinions on Uvalde. And when I went to go watch this documentary last night, which was about these 3 people that work in um, some type of capacity with law enforcement. So they're first responders basically. So they had a fireman, they had a policewoman, and then they had a woman that worked in a 911 call center. And it was really just moving to see a side that we don't normally see. They compared the job of a police officer, or I'm sorry, the job of a 911 operator is to basically prepare the police officer, obviously to take the call of whoever's calling into 911, but then their next job is to prepare that police officer for what they're about to see. So mentally, that police officer is gearing up for whatever situation that 911 call taker is describing to them, right? So they're somewhat, you know, preparing themselves for what they might see or what they might encounter. But I never thought about the fact that the 911 operator doesn't get prepared. So they literally pick up that phone and they're just shot into like fight or flight immediately. Sometimes it's somebody screaming, bloody murder. Somebody might be getting beaten to death, shot, dying. And oftentimes those phone calls don't complete, right? Like they get hung up on or they lose the person and they never know how the situation ends up. And even when the police get dispatched and they do arrive, they still oftentimes don't know how the situation ends. Um, so it just followed these 3 people through that process, and a lot of them were going through severe depression, obviously the PTSD part of it. One girl had so much depression that she couldn't even work, and after 20 something years on the police department, she got fired from her job for missing too many days, and lost her pension. And I didn't know that some of these police departments, depending on where you're at, you have to pay out of pocket for any like additional medical help, psychological help that you might need, because in some cases they deem it as a personal problem, right? The fireman who had just seen traumatic things as his job as a fireman. I mean, this guy was suicidal. He had actually attempted to take his life at one point. At the beginning of the documentary, he's literally in a panic attack at the beginning of the documentary, simply over walking his dog. So I bring that up because as we talk about Uvalde, I want to say it is extremely important for you guys to know that even though we have opinions about this stuff, we do have to always think about the fact that these police officers and these first responders are all human beings and they are emotionally tied into this. And regardless of what mistakes they make, they are human. And even though the mistakes are tragic, they have to suffer with those consequences more than anybody, just as much as the parents who are losing the children, you know, because they're there, they're seeing what even the parents don't see. They're hearing, they're smelling the things that the parents will never ever experience. So I just wanted to bring that up to give Suni some time to pull up the clip, but to educate everybody a little bit more.
All right, here's the clip.
We don't have any audio.
There's no audio?
No.
What the heck?
Did you hit the share audio when you shared it?
Oh, I muted it. My bad. All right.
What's the safest way to do this? I'm not trying to get clapped out. I know I called Mike, and I know he's SRT, so I think they got notified, so they'll be on their way too. But I know that this is like something that needs to be done like ASAP. And I also don't like standing right by the windows where we can get shot, bro.
Now there's more. I spread out the things that I was covering. I had all of it pulled up, but there's a full clip of that. There is extra audio from them being in the hallway. There is a little girl who calls 911. The shooting starts at 12, right? If I'm not mistaken, or 11:30.
So I think it's 11:30 actually.
Okay,
I
so
thought.
she makes a call at 12:12, and she's speaking with the operator, letting her know that there are students that are alive in the classroom. My teacher's alive. I'm doing the best I can to calm people. Of course, they try to muzzle out the sounds in the room, but you can still hear it. And it just made me, it just, it just really, really infuriated me as a parent. Like, I get that they're human. I get those things. I get that they are living with all these things.
Hmm.
But I'm kind of biased on this because I am too married to someone who is quote unquote enforces the law or the Constitution or whatever. When you're sent on a mission, you're sent on a mission. There is no, I'm afraid. I'm not trying to get shot. Just imagine if our service members decided not to complete a mission because they were scared. Well, we would not look at them as the elites of securing our country. There are things that you have to
Mhm.
do. And I believe when you take that oath, you take that knowing that you could possibly die and you're sacrificing your life. My husband took that oath. He knows that there's a potential that I could go to war and my family will no longer have me. So when I hear the calls coming in, when I see officers expressing their fear, and then you get on top of that, you hear an investigation is happening and 4 victims were indeed alive on the way to the hospital. It just really makes you question legislation, what schools are doing, what the police departments are doing, or if it's just going to go back to regular scheduled programming. Because if it
Mhm.
is, then everyone has a right to be enraged.
Mhm.
Everyone has a right to be pissed off, and everyone has a right to have a criticism of not only the agencies but how they're conducting things. Because once again, we are depending on you to protect us, because citizens are painted as if we can't do it ourselves and we need cops.
Mhm.
So it's kind of like, at this point, pick a struggle. You're either going to let me handle it, or I'm going to depend on you, and the second you don't handle it right, I get to run my mouth. That's how I look at it.
I agree and disagree, because my thing is this: I don't remember seeing any citizens running into that building to save those kids.
They weren't
And
allowed.
this is Texas we're talking about, okay? Where everybody, I get that they weren't allowed, but I didn't even see anybody like trying to run in there. And even if they did, like, what were they really going to do? I do understand, you know, the thinking of the police officers from a strategic standpoint of going, okay, we know there's these kids in there, we have to save them, but at the same time, do we sacrifice everybody? Those are thoughts I think that are natural to think. And I get that, like, people sign up. I agree with you. You sign up knowing what's expected of you in this job. All I'm saying is we just need to handle the criticism and the conversation a little bit more sensitively, knowing that these people are already probably beating themselves up quite a bit. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think that they're free from any type of criticism or anything like that. But I think we also need to handle it from a standpoint of going, okay, let me be careful about how I say this, because I don't know how this feels. I haven't signed up for this. I don't know how this feels. I don't know what it sounds like. I don't know what my body's going to feel like in this situation. So, to a certain extent, I can have a critique about it, but on the other hand, I can't 100%, because I don't know what that feels like.
Yeah, this will be something we just agree to disagree on.
Yeah. I just feel like we need to be a little bit more compassionate talking about it.
I hear that, but I also 1,000% disagree. I think specific things don't deserve feelings. Like, feelings don't matter in this. People died. How do we fix it? I don't It sounds cold and it sounds callous, but I really don't care. That is your thing to fix on your own. Like you said, I'm not in their households, I'm not around them. I don't know these people. So, I don't have that emotional attachment. I can understand it, I can sympathize with it. But just like Kimberly Whitaker said, what are we doing about it? Because me sitting
I
here,
agree with that.
you milling about your feelings, that's not going to fix the problem. Are we going to fix the problem? Are you going to secure schools? Are police officers going to have the budget that they need? Because we went over the budget. Majority of their budget went to salary. It didn't go to
Mhm.
training. It didn't go to
Right.
supplies they needed. It went to salary. So,
Mhm.
fine, have your feelings. Go through the counseling you need. It
Mhm.
sucks. I'm sad that that lady lost freaking everything. But what are we going to do to fix the problem? Because if not, then people are going to take it into their own hands.
Mhm.
And I believe they should have that day. I think it infuriated a lot of people to see that. I get it. You're going to be held liable if people die. But, bro, if those people wanted to go in there to save their children, that is their decision that they're making. And they should have every right to make that choice. No
Yeah,
one
and
should be stopping that.
that's the conversation that I think is more valuable to have, is like, where do we go from here? What is going to be done? You know what I mean? Like, are we going to put more resources towards,
Mhm.
protecting schools and protecting our children, and making sure doors are secured, making sure that the
Mhm.
money that is allocated to go towards these things, and also the money that's allocated to go towards these police departments, so that they can get the mental health help that they need to deal not just with this situation, but all the situations that happened prior to this.
Right.
You know, that's the conversation we need to have,
I agree with
because
that.
the beating up of a human being over and over and over again. Doesn't go anywhere. Doesn't.
I agree
Meanwhile,
and I disagree.
how do you think beating somebody up? Suni, you're such a bully. Just joking. How do you think beating somebody up is going to result in anything positive?
I know how I respond to things, and I know everyone is not me, but there are millions of people just like me. I
Mhm.
don't respond to you trying to appeal to my feelings. I respond to you talking shit. That motivates me to want to get up and prove you wrong. That's just how I respond. That's how I know how to have feelings. I promise you guys I do.
She
I
doesn't.
promise you I do.
She
But
does.
no, I don't care about anyone's feelings here. There are children dead, there are teachers dead. No one cares to talk about the criminals' feelings or why they did what they did when they shoot an officer. No one cares about that. The first thing
See, I
people
do.
bring up, criminal record, why they do it. Oh, they're just a degenerate in society.
See, and I'm that person, of course I'm that person that cares about what did we do when this kid was growing up and we saw all the, the people that just kind of like let him slide and oh, he's got this issue at home and oh, he's got these behavioral issues and he's not showing up to school. All those little things could have made a difference if somebody had paid attention. We saw that with the Parkland shooter. That guy was a monster in the end.
Mhm.
But I had posted a while back, and this video actually went viral, and I took a lot of heat for it. It was the video of him and his brother when they had him in the holding cell after they had arrested him, and the conversation that him and his brother had together.
Mm.
That conversation, like I was able to remove the monster that just killed a bunch of kids at a school, and
Mm.
I saw this human connection between two brothers. Um, that I was like, this kid felt like nobody cared.
Mm.
This kid didn't feel seen. And had he felt seen, could this maybe have been avoided? I don't know.
Maybe, maybe not. Who
Yeah.
knows?
You and I are so different. You're just like, beat the shit out of them. And I'm just like, I'm like, hug them, love them.
I have that response with certain things, but
No, you
not
don't.
when you take an oath. It just really changes when you take an oath, you know what you're signing up for. That changes for me. I keep the same energy towards my life, a military spouse. I have the same energy. It doesn't change. It
Mm,
just changes when you're in a profession and you put your hand on the Bible and you take an oath to protect and serve. That means something. So when I see it not happening, that feeling crap, that goes out the window. I don't want to
mm,
hear about your feelings. I want to hear why you didn't perform your job that day and how we're going to fix that. How we're going to implement more training. Because if we ain't talking about that, then all this stuff is for nothing and more kids will die next year and the year after that. And we'll have the same conversation of they have feelings and nothing will change. That's all I'm saying. But I do agree that I like we talked about yesterday. I feel bad for that lady. That's really messed up. It's
yeah.
really messed up. She deserves to get the help that she needs. And there are unseen heroes that don't get the light of day that should. I agree with
I feel like this comment is directed towards me now. Just joking. um,
that.
Ignore what's coming to you again through WhatsApp because for some reason I can't see it anymore, but
Okay.
I'm sending it again. So just ignore it. Okay. So you guys got the Uvalde update. Now you also had a video or an audio of the kid calling in. I don't know
I
if you have
did.
that.
I
Do you
don't
have
have
that
it
pulled
pulled
up?
up, but I'll post it later so everyone can see it.
Yeah. That was really hard to hear. It was a little girl.
Yeah,
Mm.
she was explaining what was going on in the classroom. And you know what was amazing? Is she said my dad prepared me for days like this.
Ugh.
I know how to
She said that on the call.
she said that on the call. My dad prepared me for days like this. I
Oh.
the operator was just like, "Okay, well, are you guys okay?" And she said, "I'm doing my best to keep everyone calm." She was rather collected for someone who just saw a massacre occur.
Hmm.
And she was keeping the 911 operator aware there are people alive in this classroom. My teacher's alive. There are students alive. And my father prepared me for days such as this. And it was sad. It was really sad, man.
And real quick, so the four kids that were alive at the time. Did those kids actually make it to the hospital and they died at the hospital? What happened?
Some of them died on the way, and I think one died in surgery.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
That's crazy.
we'll see what happens. You guys, please look out for that investigation, because that's really important. It's really important, not just for the public, for everyone to have an understanding of what went wrong that day and how do we counter it.
It is. Yeah. And we do need to keep having the discussion. I just don't want it to be a, I got you, I was right type of discussion. I want it to be a productive discussion, You know what I mean, Sudi? I'm such a
I
girl. I
got
know.
you.
I'm such a girl sometimes. Like,
She's such a girl.
I'm such a girl. Listen.
Except for when it's liberal. She's like, fuck Whoopi Goldberg, bitch, you got canceled.
Fuck these Democrats. I know.
Sorry if my mother-in-law's watching.
Oh, sorry, mother-in-law. Sorry my dad's watching. Apparently he's our new fan. Sorry, Dad.
Gosh.
Love ya. Okay, so let's talk about Kyrie Irving, because the sports expert in me is boiling up to the surface.
Let's talk about it. I got a song for y'all. Do. Another one bites the dust. I was so disappointed. I was so disappointed.
Why are you disappointed? Because you think he
disappointed.
apologized?
Because did you read that long statement they put out? Did you read that?
Who put out?
His team. They put out a nice letterhead.
See, but that's, to me, that's not Kyrie, that's the team. That's them bowing to the mob. I'm still team Kyrie. Okay, so listen, guys, there's a new development with this, okay? So we're going to play some video for you, everybody. And I am going to figure out which one is the first one that I need to play. Hold on one second. Okay. Shit.
Another one bites the dust.
It's so freaking loud in my ear. Hold on. So shout out. You can hear it?
I could.
Okay. Shout out to ABL, because I got these from his commentary on this situation. So I'm going to share this. First clip. We have a few clips here so that you guys understand what's going on. So real quick, actually, let me take you back to what happened if you guys don't know. So
what happened
Kyrie, see what happened. Where the hell little tweet? Do you have the original tweet that he made? I came unprepared. Hold on. Kyrie's.
Mo, I asked you if you wanted. No, I got it. I said, okay.
Anti-Semitic. Listen, I was too hyped. Like, I was like talking about these videos, and I was like, everybody knows. Everybody knows what we're talking about. But I'm gonna update you in a second. We need that little Jeopardy thing.
Kyrie, while she's pulling this up, Kyrie was a little punk. I'm sorry. See, there's a reason I'm not a celebrity, because I would be kicked out of a celebrity clubhouse. You're not going to control nothing I say, and I will come on TV and double down 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 times. You going to say sorry, Sunny? Nope. I sure ain't. You want me to write it on a piece of paper so you can take it down?
Apologize. Okay, so this is what he originally tweeted, started this whole situation. So he garnered significant backlash last Thursday when he shared a link to a documentary called Hebrews and Negroes, Wake Up Black America, based on a book of the same name by Ronald Dalton Jr. Both the book and the movie have been criticized for their anti-Semitic message. I am an omnist, and I meant no disrespect to anyone's religious. Anti-Semitic label that is being pushed on me is not justified and doesn't reflect the reality or truth I live in every day. I embrace and want to learn from all walks, life, and religion. So press kind of like went in on him. So we're going to play these videos, and they were asking him, like, why were you sharing this book, which, by the way, is for sale on Amazon? And we're going to talk about that too. But I'm going to let you hear the first clip. Okay. So let's share.
See exactly what's going on here from Kyrie Irving himself.
Over top of the adultery of you cannot post that. Why not? Why not? I don't hear uproar in that.
Now the edited part right there.
Okay, so we're gonna skip around. Okay, so he keeps getting asked about this, and he's getting kind of heated. My mic's going out. Is my sound okay?
You sound fine to me.
Okay, so no, they're not freezing for anybody else, Matthew and Judy. So check yo shit. Just joking.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So here's the next clip. So I'm gonna play a few clips so that you guys can see. Give me just a sec. God damn, baby.
Another one bites the dust.
I'm not here to be divisive on what's going on this or that. I'm not comparing Jews to blacks. I'm not comparing white to black. I'm not doing that. That conversation is dismissive, and it constantly revolves around the rhetoric of who are the chosen people of God. And I'm not here to argue over a person or a culture or religion or what they believe. No, this is what is here. It's on a public platform. Did I do anything illegal? Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Did I do anything illegal? Did I hurt anybody? Did I harm anybody? Am I going out and saying that I hate one specific group of people? So out of all the judgment that people got from me posting, I just, without talking to me, and then I respect what Joe said, but there has a lot to do with the not ego or pride of how proud I am to be an African heritage, but also to be living as a free black man here in America, knowing the historical complexities for me to get here. So I'm not going to stand down on anything that I believe in. I'm only going to get stronger because I'm not alone. I have a whole army around me.
That part, boy.
What were you going to say?
Ooh, I loved hearing that, man. Listen, I'm not racist, but when a black man stands up and they say, who gonna check me, boo? Bro, I love it. Please.
It is. I like it too. Hey, when any man stands up and says, you're not going to tell me what to think or what to say, I love it. I love it. And I love that his message has been consistent, because you remember when he wasn't going to take the shot and he wasn't going to wear that BLM shirt out on the court. He had that same energy. He was like, y'all ain't going to tell me what to do, you know?
Exactly.
All right, let's play another clip here. And then we're going to talk about it. So give us just a sec.
Kyrie, while we're on the topic of promotion, why did you decide to promote something that Alex Jones said?
That was a few weeks ago. I do not stand with Alex Jones' position, narrative, court case that he had with Sandy Hook, or any of the kids that felt they had to relive trauma, or parents that had to relive trauma, or to be dismissive to all the lives that were lost during that tragic event. My post was a post from Alex Jones that he did in the early 90s or late 90s about secret societies in America of occults, and it's true. So I wasn't identifying with anything of being a campaignist for Alex Jones or anything. Just there to post. And it's funny, and it's actually hilarious, because out of all the things I posted that day, that was the one post that everyone chose to see. It just goes back to the way our world is and works. I'm not here to complain about it. I just exist.
And to follow up on the promotion of the movie and the book,
Can you please stop calling it a promotion? What am I promoting?
put it out on your platform.
But I'm promoting it? Do you see me in front of
putting it out there,
the
people
title?
are going to say that you are
Yeah, I put it out there just like you put things out there, right?
Yeah, but
Okay.
it's not
you put
stuff,
things out there for a living, right?
right? But my stuff is
Great.
not
So let's move on.
filled
Let's
with
move on.
anti-Semitic
Let's
stuff.
move on. Don't dehumanize me up here.
I'm not doing that.
Another
You're
human
free to
being.
Let's
Okay, so I want to talk a little bit about this promotion part. What? ¿Qué es eso? What the hell? Were you having a seizure?
No.
Okay.
It just made me feel good to see that comment. I'm going to let you go.
Mhm.
See, I'm going to be like Kanye. I'm going to let you go. Taylor Swift, go ahead. I'm going to let you go, Mo.
Taylor Swift. So this whole promotion thing, okay, that really bothered me, that they were trying to say that because he posted this tweet or reposted something from Alex Jones, that's really the problem. Let's talk about what the real problem is, that he reposted something from Alex Jones and y'all didn't like that. Because, and ABL mentioned this in his video, but you know, how come y'all ain't coming after Amazon for selling this? How come y'all ain't canceling Jeff Bezos for selling this? How about the publisher? They came, oh, my bad, because they're Jewish. That's why. Every single time y'all make me bring the J word into the situation, but that is the facts, okay? Why is it that every time you have an opinion about something, it's automatically like, oh my God, you can't say that. You can't think that. That means that you're promoting hate and anti-Semitism. It is ridiculous. Just because you post something doesn't mean that you're promoting it. All you people, look down at your shoes. If you're wearing a Nike or an Adidas, or you got a shirt on that's one of those two, you're either promoting Nazis or you're promoting child labor slavery.
Except if you got some Ari stuff, just saying.
Ari?
This is Bryson's clothing line.
Oh, okay. I was like, Ari? I think I have some panties that are from Ari. Is it Ari?
It is.
Okay. But I'm like, last time I checked, Bryson didn't come out with a line of panties. But it just makes me mad at the hypocritical statement. I brought up to a friend the statement that what's his full last name? Colin Kaepernick made about comparing the NFL combine to the slave trade. So, does the NFL promote slavery? Are you guys going to cancel the NFL? Let's just keep it consistent and stop with the bullshit already.
Mm-hmm.
I love that he stood up for himself in that situation. What do you think?
Boy, oh boy. No, I think that he stood up and then they threatened him behind the scenes and he decided to fold. He folded like some.
But we haven't gotten there yet. We haven't gotten to the fold, girl. We haven't gotten to the fold.
I listen, everything else I don't care about. You came out, you stood on your square, you challenged them, and then you didn't challenge them.
Mm-hmm.
I keep seeing people say that Amazon is associated with the NBA and Amazon is selling that book. So why is the NBA not calling out Amazon or Jeff Bezos for selling the book? But then again, they're not black. I'm sorry, but a part of me just feels like a lot of this is happening specifically because they're black men. And it feels like, get back in line, boy. That's not what you're supposed to be doing. Now, people are going to say, you're being a victim. I'm not. I'm really not. That is legit what it seems like. How many people, especially all these other athletes that aren't as high profile, how many of them have probably shared stuff that wouldn't jive with the NBA or the black community? No one cares. Or for the white community, no one cares. So why do we care so much when it comes to this community? I don't know, but it's driving me nuts.
Mm-hmm.
Is it driving you nuts? Because at this point, I'm just like, you guys are going to create anti-Semitism on some real stuff. Like, you're going to create it because you're telling people, nope, you can't talk about this. And if you do, then I'm going to label you an anti-Semite.
Yeah. And real talk, how many people are going to go out and get Hebrews and Negroes and go check it out now because that's all they're talking about?
I think a lot of people are now at this point. They might just go get it to spite.
Like, I didn't even see Kyrie's tweet, and I follow him prior to them making it a big deal because who cares?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, who cares?
Who does care?
I just hate that they're doing that.
It's hypocritical. Jeff Bezos, why you ain't being canceled? How come he's not donating $500,000?
Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Okay. Next clip, people. Let's keep it going. And no, Bryson doesn't sell panties. Chill out. We don't want to start that rumor because he'll be mad at us.
I didn't say it. Mo did.
Post whatever I want. So say that and shut it down and move on to the next question.
But Kyrie, you have to understand that I
don't have to understand anything from you.
It's not me.
Nothing.
By
no
posting
people that you're making up, bro. Move on.
But by posting
move
what
on.
you
Next
did,
question.
Anybody
Do you
is going
guys
to
have
look
any more
at
questions
it,
for
and they're
me?
going to say,
You guys have any more
does he have
questions? Because this is going to be a clip.
beliefs?
This is going to be a clip that he's going to marvel at. Is this any more questions?
But you're not answering the question.
Oh, this is another answering your question. Oh my God, let's make another Instagram clip so we could be famous again. Next question.
Kyrie, basketball related.
He said,
Yeah,
he said, I'm getting the hell out of here. Okay, so then
My
they
responsibility
made him
for posting
apologize.
that. Some things that were questionable in there, untrue. Like I said, and the first time you guys asked me when I was sitting on that stage, I don't believe everything that everybody posts. It's a documentary. So, take my responsibility.
It seems like Adam Silver wanted to hear the word "I apologize," or in your mind, you said, "I didn't mean to cause any harm." Were you apologizing, or did you not apologize?
I didn't mean to cause any harm. I'm not the one that made the documentary.
So again,
So I didn't take that as an apology. You took that as an apology, or you took the team what the team wrote as the apology?
No, I am taking his direct quote as an apology. He put it on his Instagram story.
Can you pull it up?
It's already gone. It only lasts 24 hours. But I do have the direct quote here, and I can read it
Okay.
for you guys.
Go ahead and read it. Read it.
It's like, let me stop. To all the Jewish families and communities that are hurt and affected by my post, I am deeply sorry to have caused you pain, and I apologize.
Mm.
I initially reacted out of emotion to being unjustifiably labeled an anti-Semitic instead of focusing on the healing process of my Jewish brothers and sisters that were hurt from the hateful remarks in the documentary.
I think that was forced. I think that they made him. I don't think that came from him necessarily. I mean,
I'm not
granted,
giving him no leeway. This is a repeal of the
here we
19th
go.
moment.
Heartless.
Mo, I don't really think he said that. Yes, it came out of his mouth. So technically, whether it was written for him or not, he said it. And he folded like a pretzel. He did this after challenging the people who are asking him questions, standing on his square, bro, quit asking me that. I answered the question. No, I didn't promote it. No, I may not agree with everything in there. It's a documentary. It's a book. There are some things I disagree with. Some things I don't. You should have left it there. Now, I'm so sorry for my Jewish brothers and sisters, but they not sorry for the music they promote in our communities. So why are we saying sorry?
But you
Why?
know what? Okay, so to go back to when Nori came out and said what he said right about Ye, and then Ye made a statement about what Nori said, and he was like, "Listen, I understand. You know, Nori called me and he said, look, bro, like I gotta come out and say this. You know what it is? Like they got their knee on my neck, okay." And he had to come out and say that. So he called Kanye and he said to him, you know what it is between you and me, but I got to come out and say this because otherwise I'm done. And he, not everybody's balling like Yay, right? Not everybody's like they can just afford to just lose it all. So do you think that this was one of those situations? Can we give him the same grace that we also gave Kanye, by the way, because Kanye apologized, remember, to the BLM about hurting their feelings about what he said about George Floyd.
And you know what I said?
Yeah, I know what you said. We don't
You
need
a
to know
punk?
what you we don't need to know what you said again.
No, man. Look, this is how I look at it. If we stood together on what was right and what was true, we wouldn't be dealing with this. But because people are so afraid, you cannot fire every single NBA player because the NBA loses money. I just really wish they would understand that they run and dominate this industry. It does not work if these players don't play. Hip hop doesn't work if rappers don't rap. What, you gonna go get a bunch of Malibu's most wanted people to come rap? Good luck.
Listen, I agree with that. Like if they were to all stand together and be like, we're not going to play, that would be the ultimate display of we hold the power. I wish they would.
It's just like 1984. We're legit in 1984. If you haven't read that book, please go read it. This is the thought police. You're not allowed to have thoughts that we disagree with. And if you do, you're going to come out and apologize. And I'm going to take a portion of your money to donate to the people who are affected, but they don't care
Mhm.
about the hood, they don't care about the inner city, they don't care about the abortion rates, they don't care about the HIV rates, they don't care about the homicide, they don't care about nothing that's going on with you. So why do you care about them? I wish he
I
wouldn't have
agree.
said sorry. I get it. And then again, I don't get it, but I get it.
Mhm. Mhm.
Because my family went through that with the whole
Mhm.
jibby jab thing, right? I get
Mhm.
it.
Mhm.
There are sacrifices
Mhm.
you have to make. But you can best believe my husband voiced his opinion in that room.
Right.
There's a difference. And he
So,
didn't say sorry for it.
okay. Just joking. So, Kevin Durant came out with a statement about it, and he was basically like, wait, did he come out with a statement? He said something. He said something about it. He had an opinion about it. And then he came out with a statement going, I just want to make it clear that I'm not anti-Semitic, blah, 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 blah. I was like, okay, that's like a like waving the flag, like, please don't cancel me. Like, I don't stand with Kyrie.
Not
Don't cancel
that.
me. Not that one. Mm-mm. No, sir. My noose is tight as can be. Okay. Don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. I'm sorry. No disrespect to Kevin Durant. I have no
No.
idea
Why
about
did
your
you? God, man.
yeah.
Do you know what this is going to do?
Hmm.
This is going to embolden my children and children who are just like them. They're not afraid of anything, bro. They will
Mm-hmm.
say what they think at any time they think, and they won't apologize for it. So
Mm-hmm.
this should be a message to my generation and generations after me and some before me. Teach your kids to stand on their square. Doesn't matter how much
Right.
money you offer me, I'm not selling out. And if we had more people like that, they wouldn't have this strong of a hold on what you
Yeah.
can and cannot say.
Yeah. It's true. Um, WD-40 Glock said, "Why can't you say anything about the Jews? I don't get it. Because they own everything." Short and sweet
Oh,
answer.
that's anti-Semitic. We're gonna get canceled.
It's the facts.
Dennis Prager's coming. Ooh,
Mm.
that'll be later.
Yeah, that'll be later. A lot of people are mentioning that it's, his apologies seem forced. Nikki had mentioned he was looking down. I paid attention to that too. His body language was a little bit like, yeah, so I'm sorry. He was doing that whole little song and dance.
Yeah.
Sean says he saw the red dot on his head. Oh, you're talking about Kevin Durant. Dang. You know, go ahead, Sue.
I was just pointing the gun. Red dot.
Exactly. At the end of the day, these players, they just want to play the sport they love. Like,
Yeah.
they're probably sitting here thinking, like, how in the hell did we get conned in to talking about all this social justice shit, these
Hmm.
politics? Let me tell you how Obama conned you into it. He's the one that brought y'all. Yeah, he really did, though. He kind of started it.
Sorry.
Don't you think Obama was kind of the start of all this social justice
The
BS?
social
Because he,
justice movement.
hmm
Um, I guess I could. Agree with that. More people really started to speak out once he was in office. So yeah, I could agree with
yeah.
that.
I mean, I really feel like he pushed the whole color
Hmm.
conversation and the hate conversation. Like, I have never thought about race so much in my life until Obama started talking about it.
Shoot, I did. So see,
I
I can
know.
say for the public, sure, for like society,
Yeah.
but race has always been discussed, like in my
Hmm.
household, not with friends though. So societally, yeah, Obama did.
Yeah.
Obama fueled a lot of different things. He fueled the war with law enforcement. He fueled the race war. So I could agree with you. The heterosexuals against homosexuals. So yeah,
Hmm.
he's
Yeah.
responsible for a lot.
Yeah. All right. Let's see what they say. I agree, Mo. Jews started social justice.
And they did with the ADL. I agree with that.
Yeah.
And they helped. Look,
Mhm.
Jews are also responsible for the civil rights movement. I don't know how many people know that there were a lot of Jewish lawyers and SJWs that came along and pushed some very, very unnecessary pieces of legislation that now affect us today.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're not ready for that combo yet. They are not ready. All right. Shall we move on?
We shall.
Okay. Let's talk about Nance.
Where's Nancy? I don't have a hammer. Where's Nancy?
Oh, I'm gonna play the audio for y'all. I'm gonna play. Hold on. I gotta find Officer Lou, another person y'all should follow. I don't like the way my Instagram be looking. I don't know what the hell. I don't know how to search on it. Hold on.
Dan Fergus, please, you're not even an American citizen and you're definitely not black. So I'm going to need you to do your own research on actual black history and not whitewash black history that's been told in schools and everywhere else. Just
What
wanted
is
to put
Dan
that out
saying?
there. It's 99% white. It wasn't the
Oh.
Jews. Nigga, Jewish people are white. I don't know why y'all trying to act like they're not, but they don't check off Jew on a damn application. They check off Caucasian because we are labeled by misnomers. I'm clearly not the color of my shirt, which is black, but people refer to me as black. Do they not?
Yeah,
Okay.
you black. You black.
She black.
You black. Okay. I don't know what the hell's going on. I cannot search correctly. So can you go to Instagram really quick?
Yes.
Because it's in this person's stories.
Officer
What day?
who?
Officer Lou.
Oh, it
As
closed
in-
out. What the?
Dan said he meant specific unions.
Dan, you'll be all right. Dust yourself off and try again. Officer
Dan,
Lou.
she's mean to everybody. Don't get your feelings hurt.
Don't listen to Mo.
Just
She'll have you
joking.
think, don't do that.
So go to his stories.
Okay, Paul Pelosi, yeah?
Yeah.
All right, hold on.
Play that video.
It was all a dream. I used to read Word Up magazine. Here we go.
When officers arrived here at the Pelosi home exactly a week ago today, they initially didn't have any idea exactly what was going on. They knew they had a high priority call on their hand. What was unclear, what was happening inside the property just behind me.
This morning, Paul Pelosi is home, back at the house that became a crime scene a week ago today. NBC News learning new details about the moments police arrived. Sources familiar with what unfolded in the Pelosi residence now revealing when officers responded to the high-priority call, they were seemingly unaware they'd been called to the home of the Speaker of the House. After a knock and announce, the front door was opened by Mr. Pelosi. The 82-year-old did not immediately declare an emergency or try to leave his home, but instead began walking several feet back into the foyer toward the assailant and away from police. It's unclear if the 82-year-old was already injured or what his mental state was, say sources. According to court documents, when the officer asked what was going on, defendant smiled and said everything's good. But instantaneously, a struggle ensued as police clearly saw David DePape strike Paul Pelosi in the head with a hammer. After tackling the suspect, officers rushed to Mr. Pelosi, who was lying in a pool of blood.
What we do know is he brutally attacked Mr. Pelosi and attempted to kill him.
After spending several days in the ICU, Pelosi, who is recovering from a fractured skull and serious injuries to his arm and hand, is now home, where Capitol Police remain on alert. Investigators have previously said Pelosi did not know DePape when the 42-year-old broke into his home. Why Pelosi didn't try to flee or tell responding officers he was in distress.
Are they telling you that?
Bruh.
What the hell is going on? Okay. What? That
if
shit
police come to my door and there's someone
attacked.
in I'm running out. And you could go
Into
in
their
there
arms.
and figure out what's going on in there. I'm leaving.
into
I'm
their
not,
arms.
I'm not gonna back in there. Hey, what's going on here? Everything's fine. And both of y'all in y'all draws. And then he says,
Everything's
I'm
fine.
gonna hit you. While the police are there with their guns drawn. Yeah, right.
Listen, this for sure is everything that we thought it was. Okay. And this is why I'm going to tell you. I had somebody slide in my DMs who has a relative who works for the San Francisco PD. Okay. And they said they can't confirm exactly, but that everything we think is going on is going on. Again, y'all, we've been breaking news on this. Like, this story is going to be Suni and I's claim to fame because you heard it here we acted out, okay, the hammer scenario.
That's what it sounded like. He was queefing.
I just want to know what the argument was about, like what the gay lovers quarrel was about.
Nancy walked in, bro. You know, remember how they were conflicting? Nancy Pelosi was there and they both had hammers in their hand. Notice that story completely disappeared.
Mm-hmm.
Where did the media get it from? If they didn't get it, bro, she was there. She came home after working and doing absolutely nothing on Capitol Hill, okay? And she came home and she found Paul Pelosi queefing.
Mm-hmm.
And she was probably enraged because I'm pretty sure she doesn't like the bundle of sticks any more than I do.
The
all right?
bundle of sticks.
I can't say the word. And she was probably enraged, bro. So she went and got the hammer and did damage. That's the only.
So I think what was happening is they were like doing some type of like macho man sexual scenario. And he was like, okay, you be the construction worker and I'll be whatever, right? And so they were arguing and Paul was like, I want to be the bottom. And then the other guy was like, no, I want to be the bottom. You were the bottom last time. That's not fair. I want to be the bottom. And because this other guy is a loose cannon, okay? He was like, you fucking piece of shit. And he beat him with a hammer, right? Because they got into a fight about who was gonna take the twig. Or maybe Paul was like, listen, I'll be the bottom, but don't take it balls deep this time, okay? And he did. Dude, we come out with the fire scenarios.
That was disturbing. She said balls deep. Ugh.
Balls deep. Right? He was like, let's play a game of just the tip, I swear. And then it was like, yeah, just the tip. That was a game of just the tip gone wrong. This is why this is a PSA. Don't play just the tip. It never ends the way you think it's going to end. They say it's just the tip, and then you got the whole enchilada.
Then you end up, how do you do it?
Then next thing you know, the cops are at your door. Your head's getting bashed in with a hammer. You know what I mean?
I'm telling you, she broke the bro. She clocked his ass, broke the window because the glass is outside of the window, not inside, as if someone was breaking in. I'm sorry. Nancy caught her husband getting it in, and she couldn't handle it, man.
Because what they still haven't explained is why dude was in his tidy whities.
I thought he was a nudist. Isn't that what they said he was?
Either way, dude. Listen, okay. I posted this on my story, and I'll post it again if you guys want to see it. But I did a Google image search of Nancy Pelosi's residence, okay? And in the Google images, you can literally, so the house is blurred, but you can see 3 Secret Service vehicles parked like on each side of the corner. So how did dude walk down the street in his underwear with a hammer and nobody saw him? Like, explain to me. You still haven't explained why he was in his underwear. Let's just say he went there looking for Nancy. Why was he in his underwear?
Now I'm going to look through some bills that passed, especially the defense budget, to see how much is allocated for them to have security. I'm going to do that Because apparently, like, I didn't even know that. I didn't know that they had Secret Service with them at all times. But that is a good question. That is
Yeah,
a
and
really good question.
well, I found out that they do have, it's not as much so my friend who works in that Secret Service stuff, he said it's not as much when she's not there.
Mhm.
Like there's always Secret Service with her, but there is always somebody at the residence. So it's never left unprotected.
Paul Pelosi was fudge packing. I'm sorry. That's his Washington. They ain't got nothing better to do. And I know he ain't getting no yam from Nancy, so he got to get it somehow.
Yeah. I'm telling you, man. Nancy's onion is stanky, okay? Listen, this is the other thing. We didn't talk about this last time, but let's take it back to the day that Paul Pelosi got into that car accident and he got arrested for being drunk, right? Under the
Mhm.
influence. Do y'all remember that there was a passenger in the car that was reported to have fled the vehicle and they never found this dude? Who was the guy? Was it Paul? Was Paul in the car? Dude, either it was him or it was another little sweet tart he picked up at the club that night. And he was like, look, I just got into this car accident. You got to get the fuck out of here because the police are going to come. They want to know who you are. They're going to take down your information. And that dude ran. Paul was getting some up and down while he was driving. And he was like, skirt. Like,
Exactly. Exactly. According to the neighbors, the underage man had been there before.
Oh, yeah. And the gay people in San Francisco have said they have seen Paul with this dude. The gays have spoken. Okay.
Maybe your scenario is right. Maybe they were
Mm-hmm.
role playing. I don't know.
I think they were. What else? Listen, first of all, gays don't come out until midnight. Okay. So that 2:30 a.m. situation sounds hella like legit. Nothing gets started in the gay community like any earlier than 11. If there's
I
anybody
wouldn't know.
gay, if there's anybody gay in the chat or somebody gay, like please affirm my statement. Gays don't come out until at least
The
like at
freaks
the
come
earliest
out
11.
at night.
Mm-hmm.
The freaks come out at night. The freaks come out.
Roadhead. That's right, Tim. He was getting roadhead.
He was getting that sloppy toppy.
Slappy tappy.
De poo poo.
So de poo poo. Oh man. Dang.
That one was a weird one. So Paul Pelosi, listen, I bet you, like you said, we're gonna be the ones to break the story, and something's gonna come out that they're gonna look at his financials. Is that stuff public?
His financials?
Yeah. Because they're public servants.
Oh, like
Can't you look at that?
his tax returns and stuff?
Yeah, because he probably is not paying for this out of his own pocket.
Probably. Wait, paying for what out of his own pocket?
Services, escorts.
Oh.
Sugar
Are the
babies.
taxpayers paying for his butt sex?
Just saying. I'm just saying. I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna put it in my notes right now to look it up.
Listen, if you lived in the States, like I would legit book a ticket for us to go to San Francisco and do some investigative Veritas style reporting.
That would be fun. That would be super fun.
Would it not? If you guys want to donate to a travel fund for Monique and Suni to just travel around the world and investigate, we would be the best investigators.
For real.
I'm a super nosy Latina. Okay. Your hood is fuck. Okay. You could take us down to the hood.
We got to check in wherever we go. I know a lot of people on the West Coast. We got, we could make it a thing for real if we wanted to.
Dude, I know people. You know people. I can blend in. You can blend in. I could do a special assignment at the gay club and talk to the gays and find out.
I won't be there, but
I know
I'll be at the hotel when you get back. Hopefully, you have to carry.
Oh yeah, for sure. For sure.
Oh my goodness.
Always. Our new site on YouTube is somewhere in the middle.
Somewhere in the middle, US.
US, sorry.
It's on YouTube. All one word.
This show is getting a little ratchet. Oh my god, this thing is classy, okay?
Barack, you're gonna get a little blocked if you keep it up. How about that?
Who's Brock?
That's Matthew Brown.
That's Brock?
Yeah.
From Instagram?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Ew.
Onions and vodka? Ew.
That's nasty.
That is nasty.
All right.
Anyways,
Well,
if you guys want to donate, seriously, send us to San Francisco and we'll go find out what actually happened. Why not?
Yep.
We're like very unsuspecting people will talk to us.
I talk to anybody. Okay. Stranger danger means nothing to me. I talk anybody who knows me knows I talk to everybody.
Gosh, damn San Fran for a reason. That is true. We have one more topic that we want to discuss.
Kanye West.
It was definitely Kanye West.
Take it.
I just want to know why this specific story is not headline news. I found it odd that everything that he put out in these messages, and I know you have the messages, don't you? Didn't you send it to me? I think you did, didn't you?
Yeah, I think I sent it to you on Instagram.
Let me see. Even if you didn't, someone else posted it so I can pull it up. It was just very, very disturbing. And I also sent you some extra information that I found to be really, really like, what the F? So this guy, his trainer, I can't think of his name right now. Hold on, y'all. Let me pull this up. His trainer that he trained with was
Harley Pasternak. Harley Pasternak.
Why is it not working? Well, that's stupid. Anyways, he
Uh-oh. Suni's frozen. Is she frozen for anybody else? Suni! Let us know in the chat if Suni is frozen for you or if it's both. She froze. Okay. I'm going to pick up where she left off. So his former trainer, Kanye West claims his former trainer put him on meds for false mental diagnosis. Okay. So Kanye went online and he dropped the evidence on social media. And you know how Kanye does it. He does it in text messages. So he shared a post and it said, I was mentally misdiagnosed and nearly drugged out of my mind to make myself a manageable, well-behaved celebrity. And then he shared screenshots from Harley, who was threatening Kanye. And let me see if they have those tweets up here. Hold on one second. Okay. The tweet from Harley, the trainer, you guys are going to not believe this. So it says, this is Harley and he's texting Kanye and he says, I'm going to help you one of a couple ways. First, you and I sit down and have a loving and open conversation, but you don't use cuss words and everything that is discussed is based in fact and not some crazy stuff that some dumb friend of yours told you or saw in a tweet. Second option, I have you institutionalized again where they medicate the crap out of you and you go back to zombie land forever. Play date with the kids just won't be the same. Y'all, what the hell, right? So Kanye reposted that and he said, what should be obvious by now is that I was raised to stand for my truth regardless of the consequences. So I will say this again. I was mentally misdiagnosed and nearly drugged out of my mind to make me a manageable, well-behaved celebrity. How did that just come up? Suni must be sharing from the grave. So this is the tweet right here. And unfortunately, I can't get it out because she seems to be putting that up there. But we're going to talk about this because she's right. Like, why is this not everywhere? This is literally a man threatening Kanye, threatening a grown man. Like, he has control. Like, who are you? You're the trainer. You are the trainer. Since when do trainers talk to their celebrity clients like this? What the hell? You back, Sudi?
I'm back. I don't know what happened. It was something weird. I'm
Yeah.
back. Did the text message show up?
Yeah, I read it. I read it for everybody, and we were just talking about, like, where does this guy get off talking to Kanye like that?
Apparently, he could do whatever he wants because he's Jew. I wish I sent you that all the information that I was looking at earlier. I don't know if I sent it to you on WhatsApp or whatever, but we can come back probably later in the week and just do a pre-record and talk about this more in depth. But this guy has some really, really strange ties to the government in Canada, psychological manipulation. This is a trainer. This is a guy that works him out. Like, you're supposed to just teach me nutrients and different workouts I can use to keep slim, not you
Mhm.
threatening to have me put in the loony bin again or have me drugged to some crazy amount to where I can't even focus on my children. That was
Right.
weird.
Right.
That
And
was
look at
so
this.
weird.
Listen, this is Harley's celebrity client list, by the way. This is his website. Look at who his clients are. Look at this.
Lady
Ariana
Gaga.
Grande, Lady Gaga, Gwyneth Paltrow, Kim Kardashian. Kanye West is still on there, interestingly enough, after
Hmm.
you just shaded him like that. Will Ferrell, Amy Schumer, Adam Levine,
Hmm.
Rihanna. I mean, he's got a long list of some of these real controversial folks that have been in the oh, Mac Miller, he killed himself. That's great. That's great. Um,
Wow. I didn't even think about that.
yeah. So,
Wow.
this guy, I don't know where he gets off talking this way and who sent him to send this message to Kanye.
Hmm. Who did that?
And by the way, Harley's a Jew.
He definitely is. Oh, here it is. I'll pull this up briefly.
Okay.
Just briefly. And then we will come back, like I said. After we've both read through it, we'll come back and talk about this. So someone was smart enough to go to Wikipedia and look through things. I know people say
Mhm.
Wikipedia is not a reliable source. Sometimes it isn't, other times it's it's not. So he's born in Canada. Right here it gives his education, where he went to school, his specialty. Here it is, where he worked as a scientist and focused on performance and sociology and nutrition with a specialty in caffeine. And I can't see that word because I don't have my glasses on. But apparently parts of this, with all of his information on how he actually conducts himself, was completely removed. Where he went
Mm.
to school, his profession. In 2022, Harley threatened his then client Kanye West with involuntary commitment should he refuse to have a talk with him. That part, as well as his professional history, was removed right after Kanye put this infamous tweet out sharing what the guy was threatening. Now,
Mm.
if you guys want this link, you can all, I can send it to you all. But I don't think we should be ignoring things like this. Like
That's a
this right
threat.
here, it is a threat. And the fact that no one's paying attention to it is even worse. Like, where's mainstream media? Where is social justice warriors? Where's BLM? All the
Mhm.
people. This is a black guy being threatened for speaking out. And this is why I also said Kyrie Irving was threatened behind the scenes and he folded like a pretzel.
Mhm.
This stuff used to be conspiracy theory when I was younger.
True.
Like, when all this stuff
True.
really started coming out, when I started studying it, when Alex Jones, I will never, quit on Alex Jones. He was one of the first people really speaking out about Hollywood, the elites, the blue bloods in politics. I'm not going to go any further because I like my YouTube pages, but this has been talked about for a very long time. And now it's coming to fruition and people can see exactly what's happening. It's the truth. It's not fake. Look, all the people saying it's anti-Semitic to say we control things Are they not showing they control it? Like, is this not cognitive dissonance?
Yeah. I have to say, like, the post that Kanye made about taking a 30-day cleanse now makes a little bit more sense. Oh, shoot. Do you hear me still? Okay, there
Yeah,
we
I
go.
can hear you.
It makes a little bit more sense now because I kind of feel like he's doing this because maybe he knows he's been hitting us with so much stuff lately that from all social media, Twitter, because he says, I'm taking a 30-day cleanse, a verbal fast, alcohol, no adult films, no intercourse. But my Twitter will be lit. So if you guys want to know what Kanye's saying, you got to follow him on Twitter. But I think that this is kind of a genius move because he has been on Instagram, on Twitter, on Parler, posting. And he's going to create this thirst now by kind of stepping back a little bit. And who knows what he's going to be doing in this cleanse.
Yeah. Before we go, guys, I want to read this to you. So it's the DRDC, and people in Canada probably know what this is, but the DRDC Toronto uses a system-based approach to cover all aspects of human performance and effectiveness, including individual and team performance, human technology interaction, and the social and psychological factors that affect resolution of conflict. There is a clip here that I'm going to play where Mr. Harley here legit says what he does. He tells the truth. Like he doesn't hide it. This is scary. I'm laughing because this is actually really scary that this is going on and no one's talking about it.
Lucky enough to have him as my graduate advisor.
Hmm.
And the area that I was interested in was how drugs and food affect muscular performance. And
when you say drugs, are that like performance enhancing drugs, or are they
all kinds of drugs?
Right. Okay.
So working for the military, I wasn't governed by the same laws that the
because I'm
typical
frozen
person
on my
was.
end,
So
but
I could
I can
look
hear
at
you.
the impact of certain drugs that are not everyday things. So we looked at a drug called Medal, which was for narcoleptics. So if you give a soldier this drug, how long could they stay awake for without having any health detriment?
Is that used now as one of these brain
Are you
drugs?
playing it? Because I can't hear
I've heard
anything.
the name before.
Oh.
You can't hear that?
I wasn't
Okay.
hearing anything. No, that's why I was like,
We'll
why
do
is it
another show
silent?
on this later. We'll do another show on this later. He's pretty much, you know how Kanye says, I was drugged to the point where you'll go back to Zombieland. Well, he's sitting here in an interview explaining his military experience, how they use certain drugs to keep soldiers awake. And then he goes into a specific drug that they use. Bro.
Wait a minute. No, you got to get that to work. I got to see that.
I don't know why it's not working for
Click
you.
clear audio.
Can you see
Can
that?
anybody else hear it? I can see it.
Nobody else can hear it. The audio is on and I see it. Okay, let me try one more time. Actually, I downloaded it. Let me see if I can upload it here. That way I could just play it straight from. Boom. Okay, it's uploading.
Oh, I guess it's just me.
Yeah, we'll do a special show for this. I think this needs to be talked about. And Mo is a nosy one. She's way more nosy than I am. There's stuff that you find that I'm like, how did you find this? Because I don't have any patience to sit there and read through all this stuff. I definitely have it all ADD. My brain operates like a squirrel.
That's right. Get you a nosy Latina in your life. Everybody needs one.
It's processing, y'all. Hold on. It'll be up in a minute.
Well, hey, that's a great way to get our chat popping. Everybody's like, I can hear it. I can hear it. I can hear it. I heard it. I heard it. You guys, do I look cute today? Sound off in the chat.
Put a 1 if she looks cute. Put a no if she doesn't. Or don't say anything if you just don't want to hurt her feelings.
Yeah, put a 1 in the chat if you love my dark eyebrows.
She's never going to let that go.
No, dude.
That was wild, man. Okay. It's uploaded. Let's go. Boom.
To have him as my graduate advisor. And the area that I was interested in was how drugs and food affect muscular performance. And
When you say drugs, are that like performance-enhancing drugs, or are they
all kinds of drugs.
Right, okay.
So working for the military, I wasn't governed by the same laws that the typical person was, so I could look at the impact of certain drugs that are not everyday things. So we looked at a drug called modafinil, which was for narcoleptics. So if you give a soldier this drug, how long could they stay awake for without having any health detriment?
Is that used now as one of these brain drugs? I've heard the name before somewhere.
Yeah, so it's very interesting. Modafinil, it will keep you awake, but it's not a stimulant.
Really?
So if a special forces person has to stay awake for 3 nights waiting for the right opportunity to do whatever they have to do, we could give them modafinil and it would keep them alert. I did research on a drug called acetazolamide, which is for use at high altitude so you don't get altitude sickness.
Bruh. And they're also very much so funded by MK Ultra programs as just as much as the CIA. So, like I said, I think we should research this a little more, reference back to Kanye, his tweets, the text messages, and really highlight who Harley is. I think people should know, and the fact that he's Jew. I'm not trying to be anti-Semitic against all Jew because he doesn't represent you all, but this is not funny. This is not a moment for people to keep accusing people of being anti-Semitic. This isn't a country where we have rights and freedoms, not allotted to us from our government, but from the Creator. And you are actively hindering people from talking about these nefarious activities going on behind the scenes to keep this illusion going on. It's like that movie with Jim Carrey. What's the name of that movie?
Oh, yeah. I know what you're talking about.
The Truman Show.
The Truman Show. Mm-hmm.
It's just like that. It's crazy.
And you know what's crazy is Kanye was doing an interview. God, what interview was it? I want to say it was Lex Friedman or somebody. He was talking about the Truman Show, and he was like, if you haven't seen the Truman Show, you need to watch it because it's real.
It is real. You can tell it's real. But we're going to save that for another time so you guys can come back and watch. I think that'll be a dope show. I'm excited to do that.
Yeah. You know what I always wanted to do? And I don't know how it's possible to do it like in a timely manner, but I always get questions about like, how do you do your research on certain things? Like, how do you find information? Do a whole little demonstration on the links we go to.
1,000 links. You should see my desktop. There's like 20 tabs open, and then you circulate through all of them. You cross-reference. I have a notebook that I write things down on too.
Mm-hmm. You guys, all day long, I am listening to different podcasts and interviews, things that are not on social media. Like literally, like when I'm in the bathtub, when I'm getting ready, I'm listening to everything. Okay, like I'm not just scrolling social media and like, oh, this is what social media wants me to pay attention to. No. Your girl gets obsessed sometimes with a topic, so it can take a long time, okay, to research a topic. And then you start to go to links, and those links talk about certain people. And then you're like, let me look at that. Let me look up property records. Let me go.
And you go down the rabbit hole, and then you're like, oh,
yeah.
Did I just find this?
Right.
Dude, that's how I felt when I was finding stuff on DeSantis. I was almost sick reading this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh.
Yeah. But then you know what the worst part is? You're like, okay, I'm all ready to drop it on social media. And then somebody takes it from you and like rebrands it as their own. And you're like, motherfucker. Yeah.
So we have to do it live. That way no one can steal our stuff and everybody can say, no, I heard Mo and Suni say that first. So you definitely got it from them.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying.
Yeah. We're going to show you guys how to do your research.
Not everything, though. I'm not going to give all my secrets away.
Because it ain't no game. It ain't no game. Okay, do we have some time? How much time do we have?
We do. We have 6 minutes before we reach 1:30.
Okay, 6 minutes really quick. Okay, I want to give my thoughts on this Twitter deal. So Elon Musk is about to start charging $8 a month for the blue check mark. Okay. The Democrats are losing their mind. They're saying, oh my gosh, this is going to be like a threat to our democracy and elections aren't going to be fair because now everybody's going to have a say and everybody's going to have a voice. And now there's just going to be disinformation flying everywhere, which, by the way, there was disinformation everywhere before. But how genius is Elon? Okay. Number one, he's about to pay for the Twitter deal with Joe $8 a month because y'all are thirsty for the blue check mark and you know you are.
Facts.
Listen, you know what I'm going to do? I'm not going to get the blue check mark because then you're really going to know what's up because I'm going to be the only person on Twitter without the blue check mark.
Yep.
Second of all, he took the stigma away. He's taking the stigma away from the blue check mark. So all these people that paid a lot of money, because there's people that pay a lot of money for that blue check mark, they're
gonna be just like all of us. You're gonna be commoners like the rest of us. So what? You got a blue check mark. So do I. And I live probably in the hood, chilling on a corner, bro.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go live and be like, look at my blue. You know how many people are gonna go live talking about their blue check marks? That's gonna be so fun.
He just leveled the playing field and y'all wanted equality. Who knew? Who knew that Elon Musk, an alien from the planet Mars, was going to bring us equality? Did y'all think about that? He's bringing us equality. Y'all wanted equality. This is what it looks like. Everybody gets a blue check mark. Blue check marks for everybody. You get a blue check mark. You get a blue check mark. You all
everybody.
Get a blue check mark. Yes. That's my Oprah. That's my Oprah.
Since we got 4 minutes, since we're talking about Oprah endorsed John Fetterman.
I saw that shit. Do you think Dr. Oz was pissed? He was like, what the hell? I gave your fat ass all these damn medical diet tips, and this is how you do me? And I'm Jewish?
Will Oprah be canceled for going against a Jew?
Nope.
You know why?
I don't know why.
Because he was endorsed by Trump. He's a Republican.
Oh, so he's canceled. He's a canceled Jew.
That's it. He's been kicked out of society. He's like, you're a Republican. You got too much going on with Trump. Can't have it. And also, she said there are many reasons why I'm supporting John Fetterman, and I was like, Democrat. Like I made a 15-second video just saying Democrat, and then I screamed at the camera because he's a freaking Democrat. Like, stop lying to people. You're not voting for him because he's got amazing policies. I don't like Dr. Oz. I think he should remain on TV, but I'm not voting for that mush mouth. You just had a stroke. There's no way you're thinking at top capacity to be running a state.
Yeah. And he's like under medical care. Like, what the hell? Last thing we need is another mental health patient.
We already have one in the White House.
We already have one. Man, no, that is crazy. That is crazy that she. First of all, who the fuck cares who Oprah endorses?
Peasant. That's who.
You know what makes me mad is like, okay, I'm gonna admit, like I used to like Oprah back in the day. Like I loved her book recommendations. I loved the Oprah show. Why did she have to go woke? Like, why couldn't she just stay Oprah?
She's always been woke though, hasn't she?
Not really. She used to not be like so voiced about it, you know, like so vocal about like
Oprah. I view Oprah as a culture vulture. And I say that because she's exploited so many people in their stories. I've never viewed her. Now, of course, I was really young when Oprah was out. I'll be honest. The only time I watched Oprah is when my family was on Oprah. My cousin is really good friends with Michael Jackson. My uncle, my family's really good friends with Michael Jackson. They went on Oprah for that, and then my uncle went on Oprah just to talk about Tybo. But outside of that, I've never watched Oprah, and I've never liked her. I just don't like that lady. It's just something about her that I don't jive with.
Yeah, I mean, I used to like her, but it was just when she started talking about all this wokety woke shit, I was just like, come on. You're taking all my friends away, you know?
So, come on.
Yeah,
I
I mean,
Oprah.
I used to like it. I mean, I thought she was a great interviewer. You know, like when it came to really good interviewers, I don't want to really call her a journalist because I don't
Yeah.
really consider her a journalist. But like, you know, Barbara Walters was a great interviewer. I mean, I used to
Yeah.
look up to them because I loved the way she interviewed people and I loved the way she was able to get people to like open up to her. You
Yeah.
know, she was my inspiration when I was kind of going down this path. So
I can see that. Oprah's a coon now. This is what it is.
You said she's a coon.
She's a coon. Oprah's a coon. Full blown sellout. Sambo.
Mm.
She doesn't like
Mm.
dudes, so I can't call her a bedwench. She's over there carpet munching with Gail. So let me get off the internet.
And see, that makes me mad too, because like I like Stedman. But I'm always like, why are you always hiding, Stedman? Like, what's
Stedman is
going
her
on with you?
beard. She is not getting down with that man.
Mm. You think Stedman parties with Paul Pelosi?
To be continued.
For sure, Oprah.
Because I already answered that question. You weren't paying attention. She asked me talent or